Hi there, this is Carolina from 30minutecrafts.com, and I'm sanding wood today, which is unusual for me because you don't usually see me doing big wood projects, because how many big wood projects can you do in 30 minutes? Well, I headed out to my local Home Depot and got all the pieces to make this very cool candlestick. Just put a pillar candle right on top, and actually I have enough pieces to make 5 of these for a Halloween display, so they'd be perfect for any time of year. And I'm staining these raw wood pieces with this awesome Color Express wipe-on stain from Minwax. So what I bought were these little chair rail pieces, and I bought them in different sizes, and they're really inexpensive. I have my receipt here so that I could tell you. They cost between $5.50 all the way up to $8 for my really big one here. So not that expensive. And to go with these for the top and bottom, I got these molding pieces. A small one for the top of each candlestick, and then a larger one for the bottom to give it a good base. And these are simple to make. I'm going to show you how. First is, because they're table legs or chair legs, they have a screw at the top, and that can just come out. If you wanted, you could drill a hole into the base of your base to make these, but I'll be hot gluing these together. So super simple, just with a pair of pliers, grab those out, and while I've got my pliers, I just pull off the tag as well if the little staple at the bottom sticks out. It can be trickier. Helps if I had needle nose pliers to fit underneath here, but I just muscled it out. So now I have a nice clean bottom. Minwax was awesome enough to send me the wipe-on stain. They also sent a bunch of really cool stuff. They use really cool wipe-on stain in different colors. I'm super excited to use. No messy cans, no messy brushes. I can just wipe on the stain. And since I have a little baby still at home, I'm an expert with baby wipes, so I should be an expert with these wipes too, right? And I'm also using some gloss finish, and I use the gloss finish on this candlestick, so that's why you can see the nice shine on there. I'm going to put on some gloves just to protect my hands while I'm putting on the stain. I use these gloves when I made my sample pieces, so you can see they already have some color on there. I'd rather not get that color on my skin. I did get a little bit right here, and I was able to wash off, and then I noticed later I have some here that I'll have to wash off later, but I'm not too worried about it. It washed off pretty easy. Just don't want to get it underneath my nail beds and cuticles and tough places. So I'm just squirting this onto a clean cloth, and I'm skipping ahead because what I should have done is taken my tack cloth here and wiped off my chair leg so that I could get all the excess dust from sanding. And now I've got my stain, and the first thing I'm going to do is get into the little nook and cranny areas that'll be harder to stain. I'm doing that with kind of the goopiness at the beginning and down here as well, because otherwise when my cloth is a little drier, I'll have a tough time getting into these spots, and it's easier to get in now and then try to wipe off excess later. The stain gets on nice and dark. I only did 1 coat. The instructions on the back say if you want a darker color, you can do 2 coats. I don't think I'd ever need to do 2 coats. So I'll just wipe this on. And it just takes a couple minutes. I'm not worrying about perfection. I just want to get the color into the wood. Ooh, I'm outside and I've got flies coming to say hello. And the flies coming to say hello is because this doesn't smell at all. When I think of stains, I generally think of stinky messes, which is why I started this whole project outside. But if my craft room was clean enough, which it's not right now, but if it was, I could totally do this in my craft room. I would feel, I would feel totally comfortable doing this in my craft room. I would put down a cloth because I wouldn't want any drips to get on my table or on my carpet. But yeah, there's a crafter sniffing stain on live video. It's no smell at all. Minwax could probably, add a perfume or something and we get really excited. Oh, flower scented stain. But really, there's no odor. So I'm going to add a little more of the stain, and it squirts out fast. It's got a little seal right there, and it squirts out really. Just need to give it, there you go, a gentle squeeze, and it squirts right out. It's pretty liquidy. And just apply it to the wood. Once I have this fully stained, I'll set it aside. And by the way, I'm not really worrying about the bottom or the top because those will get glued down. I'll probably do the edges real quick just in case those get a little exposed around the curves of the pieces that get glued on. But I'm not worried about finishing the edges in any way, or finishing the top and bottom, because those are going to get covered up on my candlestick. Just a little on the edges of the top and the bottom, and then see if there's any spots that got missed. These chair legs, they get bumped around the hardware store, so there might be some nicks or dings, and just by pressing a little harder into the grain of the wood with my cloth, I get right into those nicks and dings, and they become invisible. Magical stuff. So just like that, I have my chair leg, or well, this will be my candlestick, colored, and it needs to dry for about 3 hours before I do anything else to it. But I have pieces already done here so that I can show you the next steps. I would also then put the same color on my bottom piece and my top piece, all the way around. Again, starting in the groovy bits and then working my way out. But I have a big piece and a little piece that are already done. So the next step is the gloss to give it a nice shiny finish. And I'm taking off my gloves. I found that I didn't really need gloves for this. I did get it on my fingers, but it was kind of like glue when it dried. I could just peel it off. And again, I've got my soft cloth for that. And I'm using this high gloss Express Clear. We like Express for 30-minute crafts. Fast, fast. Just like the stain, I just squirt it right onto my cloth, and it poops right out. And just like my stain, I'm going to start in the groovy bits. Groovy. It goes on milky. The instructions say it goes on milky because I am using a black stain on here. It almost looks kind of purpley, but it dries clear, as you saw in my sample. And I'll get a little more. Do my groovy bits on the bottom. Groovy, groovy. The only thing to be careful of is that I found that if I wasn't super careful, first I could get drips. This is a lot more liquid than the stain is. Maybe it's because I'm doing this in 100-degree Vegas heat. Things tend to get a little more liquidy in 100-degree Vegas heat, including people. But the other thing was I found that I could easily get fingerprints in this. So you just want to watch for getting fingerprints in your nice pretty gloss. So I'm just doing one coat of the gloss in one coat. Here's my fancy holder. I'm holding it from the top and the bottom so that I don't get any fingerprints in there. Not all crafting is sexy, clearly. Okay. So once that's all done, I'll let that dry overnight. And once they're dry overnight, you just take your, it's not staying on my towel over here. There we go. Just hot glue onto the Lots of hot glue onto the base of your bottom piece. Stick the pole of your candlestick on. Glue on the bottom. Put this on, and then the only thing to keep track of when you're gluing on your top and your bottom is that you want to see where the flushness of your faces on your top and your bottom. I thought about putting this one askew, just at like a little 45-degree angle, to give it some character, but I decided it had enough character on its own, and it didn't need the being askew to look cute. I think it looks perfect just like this. So once I line up all my candlesticks together, all finished, it'll make a beautiful Halloween display, and I can put candles on there, or I can put little faux pumpkins on there, or other little Halloween trinkets, and get some different levels for some interesting table decor or mantle decor if I had a mantle, or island decor in my kitchen island, whatever I want with these cute candlesticks. And they're so simple to make and super inexpensive. So I hope you'll try this craft. Again, the products that I used were the Minwax Clear Express and the Onyx Express Color stain. And thanks again to Minwax for sending these over. If you want to see more awesome projects using Minwax products, I encourage you to check out craftyhangouts.com all week long. We're sharing crafty videos using Minwax products, and we have a whole team of bloggers doing fun videos showing you how you too can go outdoors or indoors and make awesome crafty projects with Minwax. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you at 30-Minute Crafts soon. Leave a comment. Let me know you came. Bye.